Morning, everyone. Welcome to today's pick a card reading. I've got kind of a new setup here, so thank you for your patience. Yesterday, I had a request, and I was so excited because somebody said that they loved the setup and they wondered if I could do a love reading. And I thought, of course I can. So I already have prepared our decks and shuffled and gotten ready so that we can do all of this quickly. And I have three cards for you to pick today: the manifestation card, the dating card, or the compatibility. So this is pile one, pile two, and pile three. So what all you do is select which pile you would like to have me read for you, and that's how you apply this and make it into a private reading, even though it's for the collective. You certainly may drop a comment and ask for a particular topic because yesterday I got requested and this is what we're doing today. Now, one thing that I did before I started is I have these stars and I was drawn to pick red, green, and yellow for go, stop, and caution. And I randomly selected them and they fell out like this. So it's just a secondary layer to what we're asking of the universe this morning about manifesting love. So we're going to start off with manifestation card that is number one. And I have our deck prepared right here. So thank you so much for being here and discovering what it is that the cards have in the arena of love. Now, what could it mean if there's a stop? If you have an energy, the crystal is saying stop. So that's very curious to me. And what I'm wondering is if you're not seeing something. Notice how the figure's eyes are closed. Is she not seeing something? Now, when I say she, I want you to understand that this is not gender specific. It's just the energy of the card. But I look at these circling loops within her, and there's a red light. So I'm thinking that she may be a person who has a specific type, that they will only consider a certain type of person for their partner, or perhaps they have some resentments in their past because of people who have hurt them. But it does show that there's a block in manifesting love, manifesting love. So let's check it out. So our first card is open yourself to others. This is how you will create new friendships and attract a new relationship. So, right away, I'm picking up the energy here that there's been a lot of trying, there's a lot of pushing, there's a lot of watching videos and reading books and quoting affirmations, and it's not fun for you. For the pile one, the reason you were drawn here is because you believe in manifesting, but it's not happening. And my dear pile one, I understand the frustration. Believe me, let's see how the cards can comfort you today. I notice the reds that are coming up so far, and the reds so often reflect the secret desires of your family of origin. A lot of times, how you grew up, even the age of 0 to 6, put seeds within you that may or may not be what you need at this age to manifest love for yourself. Many times, friendships are the way to go. The best relationships, they say, Dr. Gottman, you can go research John Gottman, excellent information, but a friendship is often the basis of a very good marriage. However, if it's a friend zone, that's not sexy, right? What does this mean? Well, the other part about being a good friend is that you're more likely to get introductions from people that already know available people. So, pile number one, your first call for your reading today is develop friendships over the next, I would say, through the end of May. Look around and see who you can befriend that is not love connected, and just bring yourself the social energy that you need. Our next card is the reframe card. Now, I love reframing. I do it all the time with my clients because a lot of people say, I can't reframe what my ex did. I can't. What my ex did was so terrible. I can't let it go. And you want to try to tell me it's a gift? And I'm saying to you, pile one, please don't flip off the video right now, because I am telling you that. I've been through some very difficult times, and even though they've broken my heart, I have chosen a way to look at them, a way to tell the story around it, to get myself off the hook so I can flow in manifestation. So, reframing is going to help you so much. Let's look at our tarot, and we have the moon and the Four of Pentacles. So see how, look at her body language. She's like, excuse me, but fork you. She's like, don't even think of coming into my energy. I don't have time for this. So if you've been thinking that you've been open, you've been thinking I'm ready, there's the cards are saying you're not as ready as you thought. Okay, there's confusion. And you've protected yourself by dropping into a place of pause, even though I bet you would argue with me. But look at the eyes closed, look at the eyes closed, look at the eyes closed. There's something in your story, my darling pile one, you're just not seeing it. A full reading could be very helpful here. And of course, I do that if you're interested. But there's a tool that I've included right in the description box that you can use today. It's called the Soulmate Generator. It will help you reframe. So please take advantage of that. There's no charge. And I do have for our last card, I have the Romance Angels. And what we have is playfulness. Thank you to the universe and to these cards because this is ideal for you. Playfulness will draw to you the friendships that you need. When you do have your soulmate, it's not going to be your only friend in the world. And I know you've been working a long time to manifest something, and I know you're frustrated, pile one. But remember, your gateway in this reading is work on your friendships, okay? And so I'm just pulling one of the moon magic cards for you. Beautiful card. It looks like an engagement ring, doesn't it, kind of? Oh, wait. Okay, I seek truth and act upon my realizations. Pile one, there is your reading. I hope that it was meaningful for you. Don't let the red of this reading disturb you. It's simply showing that there's some history in your family of origin that needs to be investigated. Okay, thank you, pile one. Also, it's always helpful to watch all three piles because there is a good chance that that will impact you as you go forward here. So now we have pile two. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your reading. If you're a person who is looking for new love, that's what we're talking about in today's reading, is we're talking really to singles who are a little frustrated with the manifestation process. Okay, so if you picked pile two, welcome. I'm so grateful to have you here. I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot, and I find that introverted people can sometimes be, well, most of the time, in fact, all of the time, are pretty terrified about dating. And I just look at this little figure up there who's just holding herself back. And again, gender is not important. But we have a sense of distancing here and a sense of taking care. If you did not see pile one, you might want to, because pile one talks a lot about how family of origin can be holding us back in dating. And I see all of this red, and that was the key for pile number one. But pile number two, I don't want to bore you with pile number one because you're here to hear about this card. So let's turn our romance cards here and see what we have for you. Oh, the green. The green, I was drawn to pick crystals that are red, green, and yellow. So the green light is on dating. So for those of you who perhaps don't like to date, or I've had people come to me, excuse me, I just want to do a little commercial. There's a website called Breakup Candy. compatibility.com. And that's where I have put tons of resources around breakups because breakups are always in the way for advancing. And dating is so difficult. And one lady said to me, I just want to meet my soulmate without dating. And I said, good luck. Good luck with that. However, there's different ways, and getting an introduction from your friends is probably the most wonderful way, but we don't like being fixed up, do we? So on with the reading. I'm sorry, I hear myself babbling. Okay, past lives. Okay, you have known this person before. It is a soulmate from a past time. Okay, so part of the reason that you need to date, my darling, is because they're not going to knock on your door. Now, I will say, I have a friend who did have a fantasy, wanted to date The Rock, and sure enough, this is a true story. The UPS guy looked just like The Rock, and she ended up dating him. So, could you manifest dating somebody like they knock on your door so you don't have to go out there? Maybe. But the fact is that there are people circulating around in your life right now. I call it a soul group. In fact, the very fact that you're listening to me indicates that you're part of my soul group and that there are that people that you're going to date have a deeper connection than you know. Okay. And our next card, yes, invite help. You know what? If you simply talk to the divine, right now that there's a tool right in the description box. It's the soulmate generator. It will help you because if you invite the angels and the guides to help you connect, they're right there. And then the other method, you've got to be brave and let your friends and family know that you're looking. One of the toughest things for me in giving advice to people who are trying to manifest love is they feel like a loser because they need help. They don't want to use the dating apps, but they don't want to say to their friends and family, you know what? I've decided I'm open to date. And then they go, okay, let me run through my Rolodex of singles. Maybe I could introduce you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. You are ready. You're getting a green light. A lot of singles don't get a green light. They're not ready. But this shows me that you've done the work. You're working at forgiving your past pile two, and you're doing a wonderful job. Okay, let's look at our tarot. Oh gosh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, universe. Okay, so what we see here, let me make sure you can still see everything. Okay, who do you think needs more help in this equation, pile two? Is it this character? Or is it this character? This reminds me of what I was taught about dream interpretation once many years ago, where they would say every character and object in your dream is part of you. So it behooves you to look at your dream through the vision of each of the characters. And I see this. I see two very shy and introverted people, perhaps even neurodiverse, where their brains are just not connecting socially like they're typical people. Okay, so pile number two, is this you? I just want to give you a hug because dating's not easy for, typical people, much less when your brain always twists things around. So you are wanting this when you date. Do you just want to have fun? You want to be able to take somebody somewhere and enjoy their presence and have a wonderful time. But there's a part of you that's constantly worried, will I make a mistake? What will happen? Will they like me? And all of this rigmarole, that's a good card. I might have to call that my rigmarole card. But all of this rigmarole is pulling so much of your energy that it's robbing you of your joy. I do feel you could use some help. There are Oh, Jimmy, on relationships, I believe his information, well, I'll put it into the comments, but if you tap on Jimmy on relationships, your YouTube feed will start to bring you more data, crystal clear data. We women sometimes want to have our partner read our minds. And you guys who are trying to date someone who's shy and they're not letting you in, it's not easy. So if you find yourself shy and awkward around dating, invite help. Start with breakupcandy.com, and there's a quiz there. Well, actually, the soulmate quiz is, I've already put it into the description box, but you are going to see a lot of confidence come into your life, my dear pile two. Why do I say that? You have a green light. Out of all the three readings, you're the one that says go. And I'm sorry to say that if you've always hated dating, but remember, your inability to date, pile two, probably is tied into some stuff from your past. Chances are in your childhood, the way you saw couples operate toward one another, that could all be part of it. So be sure to listen to pile one if you're just getting here. And your romance angel card is express your love. Yes, this is moving to me, okay? Because I am shy and introverted. People meet me and say, oh, you are not. Listen to how you are comfortable. But I'm 71 years old and I've learned to overcome my shyness. And I can be gregarious on command. If I understand my environment, I can be more comfortable. And this is where I was here many years ago, probably why I married the wrong people, but I can't say I married the wrong people. The fact is, I wasn't very compatible, but there were reasons that I married, and I can't deny that part of my story. But I can say now that I know the importance of finding a way to express my love. So, pile two, you do need a little training, you need a little help to boost you, but you've got the green light. So, my feeling is find a trusted friend, truly, and open your heart to that friend because I know you have support that you're not aware of, and people want to see you connected. Okay, let me grab my moon magic deck and pull a card for you, my darling pile two. Be sure to reach out. My contact information's in the description box, and I'm right here to help you. Okay, let's pull a card. Thank you for being here for my quick pick today. And see, now this is such a beautiful card because it's the picture of that solitude, right? And if we cover up dating and we look at our figure, she's very content to be exactly who she is. Or is she? Does she really want to be connected? Life is conspiring for you. Absolutely. No accident you're sitting here watching this reading. No accident that part of you's going, forget it, I'm never going to do that. I don't want to date. I would rather wait. Please don't do that. All right, pile two. Congratulations. Looks like a wonderful summer coming up for you. And now we have our last pile, last but certainly not least, pile three, the compatibility card. And what we see here is that beautiful yellow adventurine up there. I think that's what it is, which is the adventure stone. But the yellow, caution. What does this mean? What does it mean? When I look at the flavor of the readings today, so far, all of the readings, pile one and pile two, have involved a little bit of stickiness. I like that word, stickiness, where the cards and the angels today are really trying to draw you to a place of personal responsibility and personal manifesting. You cannot manifest from someone else. I mean, you can listen to the videos and you can read the books, but only you know what it is that you want. I once worked with a woman. She lived in Canada, and we worked for several weeks. We used tapping and reframing cards, etc. And she was sure this was her intention. I intend to attract a man over 6 feet tall who wants to have children. That was it. But her desire for her partner to be 6 feet tall or over restricted her. It limited her possibilities, right? Because she was so sure she needed a man to be taller. So right now, I even think there's somebody listening, pile three. Have you rejected a shorter man? I'm seeing this. So this message may be very particular for you. At any rate, that client of mine, guess what she did? She decided she wasn't going to wait for a tall husband who wanted children. and she got artificially inseminated and had twins. So she's a single mom of twins. I haven't talked to her for a few years, and I often wonder if she stayed single. But her desire to have children was stronger than her desire to have a short partner. Now, if that's cool for her, that's cool. But I would say that cautionary view. Is there something in your desire that you don't know about? Is there something in what you think makes you compatible that might be off? Only you will know. Let's take a peek at our cards. Love your shadow. Accept and work with the flaws in yourself so you can learn to accept others as they are. Ladies and gentlemen watching, I was a little anxious this morning when I decided to do this love reading because I always have a little stage fright. You know, my tummy gets a little nervous when I start because I have to trust the right cards get pulled because it's random. But this one brings me such comfort for you, pile three, because there's a part of you that you're just nervous about. There's a part of you that you don't want people to know. And that's keeping you separate. And so you feel you understand your own compatibility. You feel, I know my weak spots. But sometimes we have blind spots. So I think for you, there's a bit of a blind spot on your compatibility. I think your ideal person is not quite what you think it is. So your doubts and fears are going to give you a clue. One thing you can do that I always find helpful is to take a piece of paper and write down, for example, I I hate to date because, and then write down several of your reasons. My ex hurt my feelings by, and then write down how you were hurt. These kinds of audits will allow you to see your own shadow. If you can go to the soulmate generator, it's right in the description box, no charge, and you can use it to process some of the negativity. You don't even need to talk to anybody, don't need to go to a counselor, don't need to have a reading. If it works for you, if you start to feel better about your choices, because your compatibility is everything, right? How many of you listening to me now, especially you, pile three, want a sustainable relationship? And you want someone who gets you. Those are the two things that people say to me most often. I want it to last, and I want them to get me. And those are two very simple requests of the universe, and I can guarantee those are the kinds of requests that the universe wants to answer for you. Okay, pile three, let's take a look. Yes, individuality. So I think that every person has their own personalized study plan in the Earth School completely. I feel like you are so independent and you do not want to lose your independence, pile three. Notice the separation here. I love that for you as a promise because many people think, how do I come together with someone when I really like to stay in my lane? I have learned how to stay put. I know what gives me peace of mind. So how can I adjust myself to truly have this where you're connected and intertwined with anyone? And that comes from successful boundary building. There's a woman, who am I thinking of right now? Esther Perel is somebody I'm thinking of, Perel. She's been a marriage counselor for over 30 years. She's got tons and tons of videos. She really does believe that you have to have friction in order to have a happy and successful connection. And I grew up where there was a lot of fighting in my household from my parents. So I decided that not having friction was probably the best way to be married. That did not work so good because I ended up running away from conflict for most of my life. So I believe the reason you're getting the caution is because, please don't be offended, but you don't know what you want. You think you know what you want. And being an individual, look at the green bird. I mean, look at that, the green of the heart that you don't see. Look at the red bird with him. Pile three, you've got the hottest reading. Man, I got goosebumps all over myself. I really feel that your compatibility is based on finding someone who is as individual as you are, who has a life separate from you, almost like a different species, but that when you come together at the end of the day, the delicious sharing, the delicious, um, how's the word, interweaving of your strong interests will bring you exactly what you're looking for. All right, let's open our tarot. Yes, okay, for sure. The past has hurt you. The past has hurt you. The red of the red. There, I believe that there's an ex in your past who has given you a headache. Let's just put it that way. But this reading today for you, pile three, look at, let's all take a breath. And put your hand on, just put your hand, lay your hand on your chest, would you? I call this the awe position, where you one palm right on the center of your chest, and index finger up in the left shoulder, collarbone point, and the thumb in the other. I know that's a tapping spots, but just as you put your hand on your heart and just acknowledge that you are being guided. Even for you to hear this reading, pile three, this is not an accident. The universe is supporting you 100%. You're a little bit tied up with those X's, and you can become free of that. You are a Queen of Cups. You have everything you need to manifest love. You have everything you need, but you need to surrender. And part of it is, I believe, we don't like that word surrender, I get it, but you need to surrender whatever it is that you think you need in terms of being separate, and to start creating a script for yourself. Even though I treasure my independence, I am open and available to a healthy relationship. Even though I'm not sure how to move my strong personality to include somebody, I am convinced I have the bright and shining gifts of God to get me what I want. Formulating strong intentions is something that I love to help people with. And if you need that, you know where I am. Find me. Okay, let's take a look at our romance angel. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So there is a very good chance, my dear pile three, that one of the people in your life, I'm doing all this gesturing right now, is a much closer connection than you ever dreamed. Right now, you have somebody that's friend zoned, and you don't know that this person gets you and that they could create a sustainable relationship. So, the compatibility, caution, my friend, you may have a compatibility issue right in your backyard. And this deck, excuse me, this card, oopsie, flew out of the deck for your advice. Let's see. I have a balanced relationship with time. I use time well. Sorry. You do have an amazing sense of time. You have had so much success, pile three, and it's put you on this beautiful path. But let's just pull this down again. Notice in our individuality card that right now your individuality may be your shadow. And that when people meet you, instead of thinking, oh my goodness, this is a potential partner, they're seeing you as a successful single. And they don't see a way for them to fit in your life because of your singleness. Okay, your single energy. One last thing, you are a manifester. You have learned so much, you wouldn't be watching me if you weren't. But here's your my last thought for you today, pile three. Do you realize what a master manifester you are? You have manifested singleness in spite of yourself. And until you can stop manifesting singleness, how can you plant the seeds of manifesting a partner for yourself? So, on that note, thank you so much to my reader who asked for me to have the love readings today. And I love the suggestions, and I look forward to what I'll be doing tomorrow at 10 o'clock Central Time when we do our quick pick. I just love you all. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. Have a beautiful day. Love you.